Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm Evan. This is Origin Painting, and today I'm doing a little bit of a mashup. Got Star Wars and got Warhammer. What more do you want? This is the way. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a cheesy tagline. And if you're watching from the future, you probably don't get it anyway. Just don't worry about it. So the main idea here came from my buddy Luke. I asked him to paint up a Slave 1 ship for X-Wing for me because I really enjoy his style. And instead of taking a payment on it, he just asked that we do some work trade. So we talked about what he wanted, and we ended up settling on Mandalorians and Phobos. Why not, right? Seems like two great things. So let's do it. Let's put them together, and let's see how it turns out. When I first talked to Luke about this, I really wanted to make some Stormtrooper Space Marines. I thought it would be a really fun idea. Use the Primaris bodies, use the new Stormtrooper head, but after a couple iterations kicking the idea around, we came up with this. Mandalorians and Phobos Armor. Mandobos? Fandos? I don't know, what would you call them? Whatever you call them, they were a lot of fun. I was able to find some files and 3D print the parts I needed, mainly the helmets and the backpacks. I've got a little bit of variety in there, just to keep it interesting. Enough of that, onto the paint. What I'm using here is a bright yellow-green. This is going over the zenithal that I've already got. Then later on, I'll come back and do from the top down, pure yellow. After that, gloss varnish. This is just to protect the delicate airbrush paint that's already down. Moving on over to the brush, I'm grabbing light umber. This is the first color I'm going to start blocking in. I'm going to go through all my different colors, then I'll come in and highlight later on. Just want to get things started. This light umber is going on these leg straps, it's going to go on the belt, it's going to go on the chest piece, on the pistol, and then a little bit on the bolter grip. It's going to be very small applications, but it's going to be all over. After that, I'm grabbing coal black. This is going to be used on all the joints and on his rifle. After that, since I already had coal black in my brush, I just decided to add some white and make a nice batch of gray. I'm not too worried about these guys all being uniform perfect, so I figured mixing my own gray was good enough. This is mainly for the backpack, although it is going to make some appearances other places. The front facial details in this helmet did not print out very well, or maybe the file just wasn't very good. So more or less, I'm just drawing this stuff in here. It's making it a little bit more interesting to try and get a nice crisp, detailed image up there. After that, grab burnt red, and then coming in, I'm going to do the shoulder pads, some parts on the backpack. I'm going to keep it pretty light, pretty sparse. I don't want it to take over, I just want it to complement the green. Then sticking with the bright color theme, I'm grabbing sky blue. This is going to be on the jetpack, and it's going to really have a nice pop. Moving on to silver, I'm putting this on the nozzles, up on the face, on the blade, and then a little bit on the bolt rifle. Here I'm trying to block in the actual visor area of this. Like I said, it's not printed real well, so I'm just kind of guesstimating. After that, I was really enjoying the project and just figured I'd get a little frisky. I grabbed my sky blue, mixed it into the green that I already had on the palette and watered it down, made this pseudo glaze, and just started layering it on. These all probably got 2 to 3 layers of this. And then I also went back and forth with the yellow and the green, just to try and make sure the blends and the transitions were decent. After that, I grabbed my bottle of oil wash. This stuff always separates out, but a nice quick little shake, and you're good to go. The big advantage the oil wash has here is the capillary action. This stuff really goes into the recesses and into those small lines. Now it's time to come back in and do a little more highlighting. I've got my red, added a little bit of yellow in, and it gets a much brighter orange, and using that just on the upper surfaces where the light will hit. For all the browns, I'm just adding white into my light umber and coming in and doing a couple passes on that. And then right after this, I'm going to come back in with pure white on the chest skull and on some very limited parts of the other browns. I really don't want to go too heavy with the white on things that I want to look brown. On the skull it's okay because I want it to look white, but if I did that to the belt, or the straps, it would just take over completely. Then for all the black, I'm using gray again. This isn't any specific color, this is just a mix of white and black until I found the shade that I wanted. Then after I've got that done, I'm going to come back in with pure white and do some very limited edge highlights inside of the ones that I've already done. Moving over to the backpack, I've got my grays, just again lightening them up with white. Nothing too scientific about it, just seeing what looks good, what I like. After that, I'm grabbing my sky blue, adding white, doing the exact same thing, just picking out the sharp edges. And here's the point where I decided that I just didn't like how this was looking. I wanted the gray originally on the visor, but after looking at it, I just didn't like it. And why keep it if you don't like it, right? So I grabbed my silver, I'm going to paint over all those grays, and I'm going to catch this crest going across the top as well. Now in order to get a little more definition in these silvers, I'm mixing black into my silver and running lines on the outside edges of my silver. This is in essence going to create a shadow image, making it look like those are raised areas instead of flat areas with paint on them. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with the knife, so I just started mixing black and white into my silver, alternately playing around with it, seeing what I liked, seeing where the light fell, where the shadows built up. Then I went back over to the visor, decided I didn't like pure black. I wanted a little more interest in the face area because that's where people are going to look anyway, so I just played with the blues and the whites and made it a little more interesting. And that's it. I'm not going to bore you guys doing the base. It's just brown and then dry brushed with the lighter brown and then the base rim. Overall, this was just a lot of fun to do. I've got a lot of the rest of these guys sitting around. You can see them in the background here. I'll be getting through them and then hopefully getting these all over to Luke. But it's been a fun project. Enjoyed it. I'm sure I'll enjoy the rest of them. And who knows, maybe my stormtroopers will still happen. I do appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for letting me share your day. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. Otherwise, if you liked it, throw a like on there. If you want to see some more, hit that subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.